Today's lesson, we're going to learn about this certain phrase. I have been doing some kind of action for this amount of time, basically. So, 은지 time 됐어요. I've been doing this for this amount of time. This phrase can be used a lot for like, I've been learning Korean for 1 year. I've been learning Korean for 2 years. So I thought this would be a good one to learn because often when you first start talking to a Korean person, this is one of the first questions they'll ask you, how long you've been studying. Let's go ahead and get to it. So the conjugation for this one, if the verb, and we're only going to use verbs, if the verb ends with a vowel or if it ends with a L, 릴, then we're going to add just one N plus G, 니은지. However, if the verb ends with a consonant, then we'll do 은지 instead. Okay, so here I have 먹다 will take off the da. It ends with the giuk, G/K, so we're going to add 은지, and it becomes 먹은지. 먹은지 time 됐다. It's been X amount of time I've been eating something. Then 공부하다, it does become 공부해 in this one. So we take off the da from 공부하다, and then a is our last letter, so that's vowel. We need the one N. 니은지, 공부한지 됐다. 공부한지 됐어요. I've been studying something for this amount of time. And I forgot to add my explanation. Even though I think this is self-explanatory, this is used to indicate period of time has passed between a past action and the present. To create this meaning, tense is indicated by using the past tense modifier. That's why we use this nian or un that represents the past tense, and it's used to imply the start of an action. Okay, now I have a lot of different examples for this one, but first we're going to start just by looking at the commonly used phrase. So sometimes people will ask this question: how long have you been learning Korean? 한국어를 배운 지 얼마나, how long 됐어요? 한국어를 배운 지 얼마나 됐어요? How long have you been studying? They might also use 언제부터, since when, 언제부터 한국어를 배웠어요 or 공부했어요. And then there are two ways that you can answer this. So you can either repeat it back to them, but with the time. So 한국어를 배운 지, however much time it's been, and then you attach either 이 or 가, but you don't have to. You could leave it out. And then 됐어요. So let's say I've been learning for 6 months, 6개월. So I'll say 한국어를 배운 지 6개월이 됐어요. 한국어를 배운 지 6개월이 됐어요. I've been learning for 6 months. Or if you want to cut down on it, you can just say the time, 이/가, and then 됐어요. So I could just say 6개월이 됐어요. 6개월이 됐어요 to make it shorter. And if you're just listening and you're not able to look at the doc, there is a space between the 은지. Yeah, there should be a space between the 은 and nian and the ji. I've been writing it wrong, some of these. So yeah, there should be a space, and then we can just get into our example. So first example, actually I have like a few 3 or 4 short little dialogues. So first one, 언제부터 우리 학교에서 공부했어요? 언제부터 우리 학교에서 공부했어요? When did you start studying at our school? Or literally, since when at our school have you studied? 나 이 학교에서 공부한 지 1년 됐어요. 이 학교에서 공부한 지 1년 됐어요. It's been 1 year since I started studying at the school. Yes, make sure you use sino numbers for 년 for the years. Next dialogue. 한국어를 언제부터 배우셨어요? 한국어를 언제부터 배우셨어요? When did you start studying Korean? 한국어를 배운 지 5개월 됐어요. 한국어를 배운 지 5개월 됐어요. So I started studying Korean. Next dialogue. 나씨, 여기에는 웬일이세요? 나씨, 여기에는 웬일이세요? B, what are you doing here? 이 근처 살아요. 여기로 이사 온 지 2주쯤 됐어요. So this one, I live in the area, or I live nearby. 근처 means nearby. 이 근처 살아요. 여기로, here, to here. 이사 오다, to move houses. 이사 온 지 2주쯤, 2주, 2 weeks. And then we have 줌 attached to show approximate, like about this much amount of time. 2주쯤 좀, about 2 weeks, 됐어요, have passed. So I live in the area. I moved here about 2 weeks ago, or it's been about 2 weeks since I moved here. And number 4, the fourth dialogue, last one. 점심 먹으러 같이 갈까요? 점심 먹으러 같이 갈까요? Shall we go eat lunch together? 나 아침 식사한 지 2시간밖에 안 돼서 배가 안 고파요. 아침 식사한 지, so breakfast, 아침 식사한 지, that's eating breakfast. 2시간, 2 hours, 2시간밖에. So the 밖에 means not even 2 hours ago. 안 돼서 had passed since I've eaten breakfast. So 배가 안 고파요. So 밖에, if you haven't learned or looked at that before, whenever you use 밖에 in a sentence, you have to make the entire sentence negative note here. So you can see I don't just say 2시간밖에 돼서. I say 안 됐어. 2시간밖에 안 됐어. Put a note here. When using 밖에, whole sentence. Okay, now on to our regular examples, not dialogues. It's been 6 months since I started dating Jeff. 제프랑 사귄 지 6개월이 됐어요. 제프랑, so with Jeff, 제프랑 사귄 지, so that verb 사귀다, used for dating, right? It could also just be like hanging out. Say is to date in this sentence. 사귄 지 6개월이 됐어요. 6 months have passed. So it's been 6 months since I started dating Jeff, or I've been dating Jeff. Or this one's interesting. Next one. I've been eating for 5 minutes, or it's been 5 minutes since I started eating. 밥을 먹은 지 5분이 됐어. 밥을 먹은 지 5분이 됐어. So this one, I feel like in English, this one doesn't sound supernatural. It's a little bit weird. I've been eating for 5 minutes. You'll see in a second another way it can be translated, but we'll leave that there for now. And this last one, it's been 3 years since I became a vegetarian. 채식주의자, that's vegetarian. 채식주의자가 되다, to become, 된 지 3년이 됐어요. 채식주의자가 된 지 3년이 됐어요. Okay. Trying to decide when should I write the number out and when should I just leave it, because I know some people get confused which number system to use. Okay, now on to this next section. So unlike the examples we just looked at, it's also to use this form to say something is not happening still right now, like it happened in the past. And in this way, you can show the period of time since an action last occurred. Like, I ate 5 minutes ago. So that example I was talking about earlier, I've been eating for 5 minutes. We could also translate that as, it's been 5 minutes since I last ate, or I haven't eaten in 5 minutes. You know, like that. That one sounds a bit better, I think, for English. 밥을 먹은 지 5분이 됐어요. 5분이 됐어. So it's the exact same sentence, but it's just, translation have changed. So it can be translated as either of those two, but basically I'm showing that you can use this to show when the last time you did something is. So the next example, 샤워한 지, 샤워하다, to shower. 샤워한 지 10분 됐어요. It's been 10 minutes since I last showered, or I showered 10 minutes ago. 샤워한 지 10분 됐어요. Okay. 요리하다, cook. 요리해준 지. So this one is 요리해주다. 요리해주다. You know that one, like you do something for someone else. 요리해준 지 오래됐잖아요. Come on, it's been a long time since you last cooked for me. That come on, if you can't see it, it is in parentheses because we have the 잖아요 at the end, which really doesn't add anything to the translation usually. It's just the feeling, like you've done this, like you already know before I even say it. 오래됐잖아요. It's been a long time. So 오래, If you heard 오래만이다, 오래 means a long time. 오래됐어요. It's been a long time since something happened. And we have one more example sentence here. 소설책, 소설책. 소설 is a type of book, a novel. 소설책을 본지, since you last looked at, has 보다, but it really means to read in this case. Sometimes they use 보다 when talking about reading. 소설책을 본지 한 3주일쯤 됐어요. 소설책을 본지 한 3주일쯤 됐어요. It's been around 3 weeks since I last read a novel. So this one has quite a few things going on here. So when it has something like this, it has 한. Sometimes that's translated as a, or sometimes just one. But when it's written like this, it's kind of like a set of 3 weeks. 한 3주일 쯤. And then you could just have 주 here, 3주, but they've also have 주일 here. They both mean a week. 3주일, 3주, and then it also has 쯤, around that amount of time, about that amount of time. 됐어요. 한 3주일쯤 됐어요. Okay. And for this last section where it's like it's been this amount of time since I last did something, you can also use negations to make it more clear what you're talking about. So same sentence from before, I haven't eaten in 5 minutes, or it's been 5 minutes since I started not eating. Basically, I ate 5 minutes ago. It makes it sound complicated. But so this time it's negative. Instead of saying 밥을 먹은지, we're saying 밥을 안 먹은지 5분이 됐어요. 밥을 안 먹은지 5분이 됐어요. So that's the same meaning as before. It's been 5 minutes since I ate. And here's another one. We haven't met in 3 days. It's been 3 days since we started not meeting. Basically, we met 3 days ago. 우리가 안 만난 지 사흘 됐어. 우리가 안 만난 지, not meeting, 사흘 됐어요. 사흘 means 3 days. We're not going to say 3일 here for 3 days. Which is a weird thing in Korean. They have like, I don't think I know all of them off the top of my head, but it's like, for haru is 1 day, and then it's like itul 2 days, sahul 3 days, then they have 4 days. It's only like 4 or 5 days that has a special word like that. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I'll figure that out. And the last thing you need to know about this grammar, that instead of putting 됐어요, 됐다, at the end, there are 2 other words you can use to express that time as past. You can use the word 넘다, 넘다, to go over, to be more than. So I guess rather it's like if you've been doing something for over a certain amount of time, then you should use 넘다. Like, I've been learning Korean for over a year, which that's going to be our first practice sentence. So we'll have to use 넘다. Or I've been interested in Korean culture for over 5 years. Then you would use 넘다 instead of 됐어요. And then the other word is 지나다. This one is the exact same as 됐다. So you can say any of these sentences, you can replace 됐어요 with 지났어요, and it's basically the same thing. It means to pass by, or for time to pass or to fly by.
나는 한국어를 이지 1년 됐어요.
Which verb did you use?
because you wrote 넘다. That's why I was confused.
Oh,
Because I
it should be
was going
learning.
to, so 한국어를 공부한 지 1년 됐어요.
Yeah, okay. It should be 1년 넘었어요. That's what the 넘다 is
okay.
for.
Okay.
Because it's like for over that amount of time. Then we'll use 넘다.
So, 제 선생님은 만난 지 벌써 3개월 됐어요.
Yes. 제선생 messing up the spelling. 만난 지 벌써 3개월 됐어요. Good job. Next one, we'll get Syrian to do that one.
이사한 지 이틀이 지났어요.
Good job. And number 4, we'll have Juvern do this one.
캐나다 떠난 지 얼마나 됐어요?
Exactly. And as for the, oops, if I mess up the spelling, should be a bit. As for what you can put on Canada, you could either do 캐나다에서 떠난 지, or you could even do 캐나다를 떠난.
I don't know if we can use 친구 된 지. Okay. 미랑 친구 된 지 얼마나 됐어요?
Good job. And then last one, we'll do Juvern again.
나는 영화를 본 지 오래됐어.
Perfect. It's been a long time since okay, for the people that were just listening, I'll read through these. So number 1 was, I've been learning Korean for over a year. Syrian said, 나는 한국어를 공부한 지 1년 넘었어. 1년 넘었어요. So I've been learning Korean for over a year. 넘었어 gives us that meaning, over. Number 2, Juvern said, 제 선생님을 만난 지 벌써 3개월 됐어요. It's already been 3 months since I met my teacher, or I met my teacher 3 months ago already. If you use the word 벌써, there are 2 ways to say already. 벌써, I believe, gives the meaning like it's kind of surprising how quick. 벌써 3개월 됐어요. As for where does 벌써 go in that sentence, it's an adverb. It can kind of go anywhere and it's fine. And then number 3, 2 days have already passed since I moved in, or I moved in 2 days. 벌써 이사한 지 이틀이 지났어요. 이틀, 2 days. 이틀이 지났어요. Could also have been 이틀이 됐어요. Number 4, Juvern said, 캐나다에서 떠난 지 얼마나 됐어요? How long has it been since you left Canada? 캐나다에서 or 캐나다를 떠난 지 얼마나 됐어요? Number 5, Syrian said, 미나랑 친구가 된 지, since becoming friends with Mina, 얼마나 됐어요? How long has it been? How long have you been friends with Mina? And number 6, it's been a long time since I watched a movie. 나는 영화를 본 지 오래됐어요. For us.
Yeah, sorry. 난 한국어를 공부한 지 6개월 됐어요.
And I was going to add, if you want to use the other way to say month instead, 달, you could say 두 달. All right, good. And for this one, you could also same meaning. You could have same meaning if you want to keep it without the negative. You still get but the negative emphasized. Okay. And then Juvern will do number 8.
저는 제 부모님이랑 얘기한 지 7년 됐어요.
Wait, you said 7년 should be 7년. 7년. And then this last one, Syrian, can you do this for us?
커피를 마시지 않는 지 30분 지났어요.
Yeah. 커피를 안 마신 지 30분이 지났어요. It's been 30 minutes since I drank my coffee. Or the Korean sentence says, since I didn't drink coffee. Basically, talking about 30 minutes ago I did. Okay, good. I think that's going to be it for this lesson today.